Trump just launched investment accounts for kids. Here's what they actually do. The government just opened a new investment account for every kid in America, and most headlines are skipping the actual details. No opinions here, no politics, just what this account does, who actually qualifies, how much free money is involved, and whether it's actually worth opening for your child. Because once you see how it compares to what's already out there, the answer might surprise you. These are called Trump accounts, and they officially launched on July 4, 2026. Strip away the branding, and here's what it actually is. A new type of retirement account, legally a version of a traditional IRA, but built specifically for kids. It was created under a federal tax law passed back in 2025. Every child under 18 with a Social Security number can have one. One account per child, no more. The money isn't just sitting in cash, it has to be invested, and by law, it has to go into low-cost index funds tracking the broader U.S. stock market. Fees are capped by law at 0.1%, so no one can quietly load these accounts with expensive funds. Here's the part that got everyone's attention. For kids born between January 1, 2025 and December 31, 2028, the federal government deposits $1,000 into the account automatically, but only if the parent or guardian actually files the paperwork to open it. It's not automatic just for being born in that window. On top of that, a major charitable foundation is contributing an extra $250 for millions of lower-income kids in specific zip codes, even if they were born before 2025 and don't qualify for the government's $1,000. After that seed money, families, grandparents, and even employers can add more. The contribution limit is $5,000 a year combined from all sources. Employers specifically can kick in up to $2,500 of that total, and it doesn't count as taxable income for the family. So worst case, if nobody contributes another dollar, a qualifying kid could end up with $1,000 to $1,250 invested from birth, growing for 18 years. Now here's where the free money headline gets more complicated, because how this money gets taxed later is the part most coverage leaves out. The funds are locked until the year the child turns 18. At that point, the account converts into a standard traditional IRA. And traditional IRAs work differently than most people assume. When you eventually withdraw the growth, it's taxed as regular income, not the lower long-term capital gains rate you'd pay in a normal brokerage account. Compare that to two alternatives that already exist. A 529 plan, built for education, lets withdrawals come out completely tax-free, no income tax at all, as long as the money is used for qualifying expenses. A custodial Roth IRA, if the child has any earned income, grows tax-free forever, with zero tax on qualified withdrawals in retirement. Trump accounts don't offer either of those advantages. What they do offer is something those two don't. Money can go in even if the kid has never earned a dollar in their life. A 529 has no such restriction either, but a Roth IRA absolutely does, and that's a meaningful gap this account fills. So the honest way to frame it, this isn't free money with no strings. It's a new tool with real trade-offs, not automatically the best option just because it comes with a government contribution. There's also a structural catch worth knowing. Once the child turns 18, they gain full legal control of the account. Financial advisors interviewed on this have flagged the obvious concern. Are most 18-year-olds ready to responsibly manage what could realistically be a 5- or 6-figure account by that point? Unlike a 529, which the parent can control indefinitely, or a custodial account with more flexible handoff timing, this hands full control over at a fixed age, no exceptions for maturity or circumstance. And there's an opportunity cost angle too. Some financial planners point out that the strongest use case isn't really the free seed money. It's using the account between ages 18 and 23, when the young adult typically has minimal income, to convert the funds into a Roth IRA at a very low tax cost, locking in decades of future tax-free growth. Used that way, this becomes a clever workaround to a real limitation, but it requires deliberate planning, not just opening the account and forgetting about it. Bottom line, stripped of the politics, if your child qualifies for the $1,000 government deposit, there's very little downside to opening the account just to claim that deposit. It costs you nothing.
Beyond that free deposit, though, this shouldn't replace a 529 if education is the priority, and it shouldn't replace a custodial Roth IRA if your child already has earned income. Where it actually shines is as an additional, no earned income required savings layer, not a replacement for the tools that already existed. That's the mechanics, no spin, just what the account does and doesn't do. If you found this useful, subscribe. I'm breaking down stories like this every week, cutting through the headlines to what your money actually needs to know. What would you actually use this account for? The free deposit or the Roth conversion play? Drop it in the comments.